If we live in a mental universe, if the first axiom of the Kabbalion is correct, if the all is mind and the universe is mental, then the corporeal and material world arises from consciousness and conscious activity. I am finding this increasingly interesting in view of the fact that it seems that paranormal activity, UFOs, UAPs, portals, and cryptids all seem to be connected. Further, often when you have one, you also have another and sometimes all of them. In the last post I mentioned the TV series on the History Channel, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Certainly, in that area, in and about the ranch, all of the aforementioned phenomena are reported and observed. It is also interesting that petroglyphs and hieroglyphs, many which are thousands of years old, contain images that resemble space travelers and portals. There are petroglyphs in Utah, near the ranch in the Uinta Basin, that are thousands of years old. If we simply trace the concept back to Egypt, it goes at least 5,000 years in the past and quite likely is much older than that. Add to this the recent archaeological find of Göbekli Tepe, and it dates to 11,000 years ago. Of course, Plato wrote about Atlantis, an ancient civilization that was destroyed by water. The point to all of this is simply that the concept of the universe being mentation is thousands of years old. While it cannot be proven, it is not wild speculation that people from an advanced civilization interacted with the ancient Egyptians and many of the Mesoamerican civilizations. Imagine, if you will, that those of ancient Egypt were visited by advanced people from the sky. Further, imagine that they also experienced cryptids emerging from portals on the earth. This is a very plausible speculation about how various ubiquitous myths came about, and how they were similar across time, regions, and cultures. The myths are very similar even when the cultures did not have contact with one another. There are two regularly recurring myths that span thousands of years and thousands of miles. One has to do with the concept of Father in the sky, and the other is the demons and the underworld. So, what if they originated from people having experiences with UFOs and cryptids? The myths of Father in the sky could have originated from UFOs, and the myths of the underworld and demons could have originated with portals and cryptids. It is important to note that while the concept of heaven has been given a spiritual connotation through the various myths, the Greek word describing the heavens was simply oranos, meaning the sky. Many indigenous people thought of Father Sky and Mother Earth, and that the Great Spirit inhabited both. I am including below a quote from the Kabbalion. As I have stated many times before, the Kabbalion was written in 1908, likely by William Walker Atkinson. I refer to it often because it is a no-nonsense stating of the corpus hermetica, or in other words, the hermetic material that dates back at least to ancient Egypt 3,000 years BCE. I use this quote as many believe that the archaeological data suggests that the ancients had tutors from an advanced civilization. The quote comes from the beginning of chapter 3 in the Kabbalion, which covers the idea of mental transmutation. Mental transmutation is the craft of the alchemist. This passage is meant to suggest that those who instructed the ancient Egyptians were very sophisticated in the sciences. Mental transmutation. Mind, as well as metals and elements, may be transmuted, from state to state, degree to degree, condition to condition, pole to pole, vibration to vibration. True hermetic transmutation is a mental art. The Kabbalion. As we have stated, the Hermetists were the original alchemists, astrologers, and psychologists, Hermes having been the founder of these schools of thought. From astrology has grown modern astronomy. From alchemy has grown modern chemistry. From the mystic psychology has grown the modern psychology of the schools. But it must not be supposed that the ancients were ignorant of that which the modern schools suppose to be their exclusive and special property. The three initiates. The Kabbalion. I want to emphasize the sentence above. But it must not be supposed that the ancients were ignorant of that which the modern schools suppose to be their exclusive and special property. This definitely suggests that the ancients were knowledgeable and skilled in the sciences we have today, and quite likely much more advanced. The bottom line is that this explains why the various paranormal anomalies that are found here on the planet are often accompanied by a variety of phenomena that at first glance do not seem related but actually are, because they are all a product of transmutation of a material universe that is mentally generated. Likewise, it accounts for many of the spiritualized myths that form the various religions. If you found this informative, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, comments and suggestions are welcomed. Thanks for watching.